Hey yo, what's going on with the viewers of the tube? Tyler here of Chico Crypto, coming to you guys not live, not from my studio, but out in Lisbon, Portugal once again. Actually just in the courtyard of the apartment complex that I'm staying out. I would go out into the city, but it's a little loud. I'll be shooting from the city tomorrow though, and that might be one of my last fully produced videos while I'm here in Lisbon. So let's talk first about Bitcoin, BTC. It's been doing actually really well. We had a Sunday pampity pamp, which pumped the price up to 66,000. It actually surpassed that and set a new all-time high, baby. Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. It looked like it was going to pump a little bit past 66,000 up to 67,000 and break that, but it did hit resistance. And as of shooting this video, it was about at 66,100, 66,500, bouncing around in between there. But this video, you know, I said that there was something big coming, something massive. So what could that be? I mean, the title was breaking, you know, Bitcoin is going to rocket basically. And it's not only me, you know, that is really saying this. The reason I put forward that title and everything in this bullish video was some big players in the Bitcoin space started this week, you know, yesterday and Saturday, with some big tweets saying that Bitcoin is going to have a massive week. Barry Silbert, he was the one who started it, and he tweeted that, you know, Bitcoin is going to have a big week. And then Suzu of Three Arrows Capital, big player not only in the crypto space with VC investment, but a massive player in the NFT space, replied back to him, and they went back and forth with, yeah, we're going to have a big week. So what do they mean? Do they know something that us retail investors don't know? Well, luckily you guys have Chico Crypto, because I have a feeling that something big is coming from Barry Silbert. So if you don't know who Mr. Silbert is, he's founder, owner of Grayscale Investment Trust. It's one of the first Bitcoin products that was traded on the stock exchanges, got, you know, regulatory clarity. And they're actually, Grayscale Investment Trust and their holdings of Bitcoin is actually one of the largest Bitcoin holders because they have those assets under management. The only one who has more is the Satoshi wallet. So Barry and Grayscale, they're big players in the Bitcoin space. So when they tweet something like that, you should probably listen. But what is it that could be coming from Barry? Well, if you didn't know, there was a letter that was sent out by congressmen to the SEC, who were basically prompting the SEC to pass a Bitcoin ETF. Now, you may be saying, well, there was already a Bitcoin ETF passed, like, why do we care? Well, that Bitcoin ETF was different. I mean, it was important, of course, you know, it's the first Bitcoin ETF in the United States, but it was based on futures and not on Bitcoin spot trading. So basically a bunch of paper Bitcoins are backing, you know, those investment products on the regulated exchanges. But we want to focus on ones that are spot traded. Spot traded means that there most likely will be actual Bitcoin backing those ETFs. And actually, Barry Silbert, he has a spot trading Bitcoin ETF in his freaking pocket, you guys. He's been sitting on it, and he probably either submitted it a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago, and he knows that it is getting passed. So if a Bitcoin spot, not futures ETF, gets passed this week, we are going to go on another run. And I mean, the likelihood of it is, it's kind of there. I mean, the pump came out of nowhere. I've been trying to really figure out why the pump happened, and then I saw that information. I was like, oh, now I get it. Now I get why. Another reason, I mean, the markets could be a little bit pumping is because of old Elon Musk. He tweeted that he was going to sell 10% of his Tesla stock shares, a mad lad. I'm actually talking about this tomorrow, so I don't want to go too deep. But yeah, that happened, and some people are speculating that he could be buying Bitcoin like Tesla bought Bitcoin back in February of this year. But I don't want to be a perma-bull. I mean, there are some things out in the Bitcoin industry that we need to pay attention to. One of the big things we need to pay attention to is that Cme Gap, you guys. So the Cme futures, Bitcoin futures exchange, they, trade on Monday through Friday. So if pumps happen on the weekend, we get a thing called a gap. And throughout Bitcoin's history, those Cme gaps have majority been filled. I think over 90% of them have been actually filled by the exchange, or when Bitcoin starts trading, on their exchange, they start to fill because CME and the volume, especially now that we had the Bitcoin futures launch out not only on CME but through the ETF, the volume on there has been exploding. So it is a big player of the Bitcoin price. And when those gaps happen, they usually fill 90% of the time. So we have one actually at 61,000 right now because of that Sunday. I mean, it's Sunday night, some places. Well, no, actually it's Monday as of right now, but it happened on Sunday night. And Monday, and throughout the week, when the actual CME starts trading and Bitcoin starts going and being torn down by those, regulated exchanges, that it could fill. So there is a possibility that we do fall back down, but in my personal opinion, it's not super likely. The next thing I want to get into is not necessarily this week, the big event happening, but next week, because there is a big event not in, traditional finance 1.0 world that Bitcoin's going to have a big week, but next week Bitcoin is having its first upgrade to the protocol in over 4 years. Bitcoin Taproot, it has been signaled, and that happened a few months ago, and the activation of it happens next week. So this is big for Bitcoin, you guys, because it's adding privacy features, Schnorr signatures, I think, and also some more smart contract ability for the Bitcoin blockchain. So, I mean, the last time Bitcoin had an upgrade was SegWit. And after SegWit actually went into effect, and SegWit was more highly contested. There's people who wanted it, didn't want it. But even after SegWit was implemented and activated, Bitcoin pumped by freaking 50%, you guys. If we want to hit Plan B's prediction for this month of 98K, we have to pump like that. We have to hit those numbers. So Taproot is actually, in my opinion, more important than SegWit was. The privacy and the smart contract ability is going to allow Bitcoin to do a lot of things that it hasn't been able to do in the past. So we could see a significant pump because Taproot isn't even contested either. Most people want Taproot. I mean, it was signaled by the miners like that, while SegWit, there was a big old fight. The Bitcoin blockchain almost split because of SegWit. So I do foresee a bigger pump coming this month. I do think Plan B is going to be correct. So get ready for that. It's not only this week, it's next week that we're going to be going up and up and up, in my opinion. Again, this isn't financial advice. It's just Chico Crypto talking out of his bing hole. Now let's talk about some altcoins, some of my favorite ones. So Kusama, baby. Kusama, my mama, my baby mama's drama. It is pumping. It pumped over 500. And a lot of people didn't think, it was going to pump like this because of the DOT auctions. I actually thought about selling my Kusama for DOT to participate in the auctions, but I was like, nah, I'm just going to hold my Kusama because there's going to be more KSM auctions. Don't want to deal with the tax liabilities of doing something like that. So I held it, and I'm super glad I did because Kusama is pumped over 500. Kusama has a lot lower supply than DOT, and it also has some things that DOT isn't going to have. I mean, a lot of the experimental features of the Polkadot ecosystem are going to be deployed on Kusama. If they work and they're tested for a while, of course, they're going to be transferred over to Polkadot, but Kusama is a place where you're going to see some really cool things happen first. Next one I want to talk about is from the Kusama ecosystem. It's Moon River, one of the most popular parachains on there, the EVM compatible chain. Well, they got their Binance listing. Oh, Binance. Yeah, and they did the old Binance pumper and dumper. Literally, it pumped from like 395, maybe a little bit lower to over like 475, and as of right now it's right back down to where it started. I hope this doesn't have anything to do with the mover team, Moon River, you know, bending the knee to Binance and giving them a bunch of tokens. Usually that's what it means if you're going to get listed on Binance. But I'm still very bullish on Moon River. It is the dominant EVM compatible chain for Kusama, and Moonbeam on Polkadot. When it comes, it's going to be much needed, because if you want to, you know, take some of these awesome DeFi protocols on Ethereum and transfer them over, you need to have EVM compatibility. That's why every chain's trying it. The next one I want to talk about is Rocket Pool. Yes, Rocket Pool is actually launching on the mainnet finally today, you guys. After a delay, they were supposed to launch last month. There were some bugs found in the code, so we are launching, and Rocket Pool is massive, you guys. Rocket Pool is allowing trustless staking on the Ethereum mainnet through their proof of stake chain. So you're going to be able to stake Ethereum in pools. As of right now, every pooling protocol company you see out there is actually centralized. Rocket Pool is the first decentralized staking pool platform for Ethereum. And that's big because it's going to open up staking to a lot of people who don't have 32 Ethereum. And since it's decentralized and trustless, you know, you can trust that your Ethereum is going to be safer than it is with a centralized custodian, in my opinion. Final thing I want to talk to you guys about regarding altcoins is ENS, Ethereum name service. They did an airdrop. You can claim that airdrop if you did some steps for ENS. If you own a domain, you bought a domain, blah, blah, blah. So claim those, as it is free money, basically. And I would hold those long term. ENS is going to be massive. They're already massive. It's pretty much the future of web names, so hold on to those. And finally, there is one that could be doing an airdrop, you guys. It could, so freaking do it. I've called a lot of airdrops that made people a lot of money. DYDX is one. Yeah, I have a feeling that the HOP protocol is going to be doing one, and HOP protocol is a way you can transfer funds from a layer to a layer. So say you wanted to transfer from Optimism to Arbitrum, you could do that without having to go back to the Ethereum mainnet. So you're basically hopping from layer to layer. That one is actually probably going to do an airdrop, so I would definitely use the HOP protocol, as they probably are going to be taking the snapshot soon. So they're going to see who's used it, they're going to check out those addresses, and based on the usage, they're going to airdrop. Probably, I hope they don't do it based on volume. I hope they just do it on usage. So if that is the case, many wallets, hop across, and you should be getting a good airdrop. Well, you guys, I appreciate you all tuning in. I got a pooch yelling at me saying stop recording, so I'm going to stop recording. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fully produced video. Excellent content. I'll give you guys a hint. I have a feeling I know who PayPal is going to be building for their crypto unit and USDC on their platform. So tune into that one. It's going to be excellent, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.